Now that you're actually in that CIO spot, there's a lot of leaders that I've talked to that feel like when they get in those spots that they have to portray the strength. They have to portray infallibility. They have to be that, to show that pillar or whatever. But in my experience, in order to have empathy, even cognitive empathy, you have to be vulnerable just a little bit. And in order to do that, you have to be really sure of who you are and what you're about. What's your experience been with that?
My experience, especially here in the CIO position, as you know, this is about as sedate as I get. I'm usually in a very, very bright shirt. And I always say, as CIO, I look at my IT people and say, ladies and gentlemen, your CIO is the peacock. And you know why he's the peacock? Because he wants to make sure that we get the attention that we need, that he squawks really loud so people hear him. And I like to make sure that when I throw out my tail, all my ninjas can fight in the shade. Now that brings that little bit of warmth where I say, I will stand up here and I'm going to be the big meat shield for all you, so I can make sure that you all get what you need so that we can all work together and we can actually get the things done without being picked at by this leader and picked at by this leader. They have one leader that they need to talk to, and that's me, because I'm going to make sure we get to much they need. Because nobody wants to be out there working and have a suit come by and say, hey, you look like you're playing your game. It's like, well, yeah, but that person's been coding for the last 9 hours and they're on their lunch break. And if playing a little bit of Candy Crush makes it so they can clear their head and they can code for another 4 hours without mistakes, by God, I'm the man here to do it. And when they say, well, your people are playing games, I'm like, that's their lunchroom. Get off my people. It's okay. And they go, oh, I didn't know. And I'm like, oh, that's okay. It's not your house. You got a problem? Bring it to me and don't take it out on my people.
Well, but I think what I was looking for a little more was just the vulnerability and the openness that you have to have while still setting boundaries.
Absolutely.
You can't just be unequivocally open to everybody. I mean, even when you're using empathy, you've got to have those boundaries.
No. And the big thing with that, I always say that I have to be open and I have to be willing to listen and hear and acknowledge if I make a mistake or if I miss something. But I still say at the end of the day, I'm the person that has to sign off on stuff. So I'm liable for the people below me's work and the people that are lateral to me as well, because I want to make sure that whatever they do well and that we get everything that we need. Because it's not about me, it's about making sure that the system works. So I have to make sure I keep the shield up for me too, because it's no good if I come home and I'm a wreck.
Yeah. No, there's a tightrope there. It's a fine line. And I mean, I have a lot of respect for those in leadership positions because that's part of the mantle that you take on. It's not just that you stand in front of people and wave them into wherever they're supposed to go. You are the person that has to take on the responsibility not only for you, but kind of for everybody else.
Oh, so, absolutely.
You do become a servant kind of to the entire system. And that's how it is.
Absolutely. As I like to say, especially as CIO, if there's a breach, it's on me. It doesn't matter if I'm not on campus and somebody else is watching the security. That person's my person. So I have to make sure that it comes down back to me. And the nice thing is being able to have a team that you have built up and they trust you, so you trust them. So I know that they're not going to be slacking. It's like they're going to give 110%. And if something goes sideways, they're not going to try to bury it for 4 days. They're going to be like, hey, Dan, this is going on and it's bad. And I'll be like, what's happening? Okay, this is what we need to do. Take care of it now. I'm on my way. And it's usually done before I even hit the door. So
yeah, which actually brings
yourself and I give to you.
Yeah, well, absolutely. I mean, just like empathy, if it's working right, it actually works in both directions. And it's the same with loyalty. It's the same with productivity. It's the same with anything. If it's really working right, it should be a two-way street. So if you give that loyalty and that empathy and that emotional intelligence to them, I mean, not only are they more likely to give it back, but you're showing them what it looks like. You're putting on a stage how it should be. Because as a leader, whether leaders like to think of it this way or not, you're on a stage because someone is always watching. Yes. Always, even when you don't think they are. They're watching what you do. They're watching how you act. They're watching how you interrelate. And they're setting their culture on that.
Yeah. Well, they mirror what you give.
Yes.
You know, if you say, oh, that's policy, that's policy, that's policy, but I'm CIO, I don't have to follow that policy. Well, everybody goes, well, if he's not going to follow the policy, then why should anybody?
Yes.
And, you know, then chaos ensues.
Well, maybe not chaos, but a definite drop in morale. I've seen that where it's called executive privilege, where the executives, you know, do as I say, not as I do. And it did cause a loss of morale. It caused people to feel like they were less than, and nobody wants to work in that kind of situation. How can you be loyal when you feel like you're treated as less than? It's not, it just doesn't work well.